Okay. Hello. I am coming on live today to talk to you about an important topic. I am in the middle of a 15-day femathon here and wanting to jump on here onto YouTube to make sure that you are fully invited into this. It's exciting. I'm basically here, and this is day 8. And if you're new to this, I have a 15-day live streams, videos, and masterclass happening. It's largely been happening on one of my Facebook groups, but I wanted to make sure I was inviting my YouTube community to this also. And so at the end, please make sure you jump on over to the Smart Savvy Feminine Facebook group, where there's more people, there's more information going on over there. And also, I want to encourage you to today sign up for next Monday's masterclass. It's a 90-minute masterclass. And the reason I want you to sign up today is as soon as you sign up, you're actually going to start to get daily videos sent to you, little snippet videos, short 2-3 minute videos. They're going to really help you to illuminate what's going on for you with regard to your feminine power and energy. So essentially during the Femathon, I'm discussing in all sorts of different ways the many myths, mistakes, and misconceptions that I've seen so many come across again and again from women all around the world, cross-cultural, cross-socioeconomic backgrounds, cross-religious backgrounds. We are all stuck in similar paradigms and beliefs that I'm here to dispel with you. Essentially what I'm asking is this question, or answering is this question: how the heck did we get here as women? And what do we need to do to fully embrace our feminine power and feminine soul and selves again? All right, so I'm just going to wait for a few minutes and see who is jumping on. I'm going to put a link here to the masterclass because I want to make sure that you reserve your seat. There are limited seats, and I want to make sure that you get yours. So that is the link there. I've put it in the stream here. Let's see if I can. Nope. Yep. So use that whilst we are waiting to jump on and say hello. Hello, it's time. Hello, Rhonda. Beautiful. Hello, Varsha. I think I just saw you on the other stream. Beautiful. I do have some cross communities amongst my YouTube community and my Facebook community. So welcome. And jump on and say hi. I really look forward to meeting you, whether it's here or inside the Facebook group. So let's start here. Today, I'm discussing the number one mistake that I see keeping women out of their feminine power. Now, I want to remind you, if you've heard me talk about this before, the art of learning is repetition, and I'm often talking about it from many different angles. So the number one mistake I see keeping women out of their feminine power is that they are stuck in man mode, okay? Man mode, what is this? This is being stuck in an overly masculine, energetic orientation to yourself and then subsequently to the world around you, as in the way you operate your life, the way you think, the way that you communicate, the way that you do your work, the way that you are doing and conducting your relationships. So we as women, unconsciously, the world around us is very masculine dominant in terms of the paradigms that were set up. Sort of, 40s, 50s, especially in the work world, especially if you're corporate or running your own business. But I might add, I really have seen again and again many mothers who ostensibly are in a very feminine thing doing their family stuff from their masculine. And I think you know what I mean. If you're a mother out there, this is not a judgment. Nothing I ever talk about is a judgment. It's just an observation. And I'm really here to help you, to show you how to not do that, okay, and to stop doing that. So look, the angle I want to talk about the man mode piece today is from the angle of hormones. Now, I am not a neuroscientist, and I'm not going to be going all geeky on you, but I do want to position some very basic broad brush strokes around masculine hormones and feminine hormones. So let's start with this. Men generally have somewhere between 10 and 30 times more testosterone than us as women. The testosterone does dictate to them the way that they be. They're good at doing and pushing and striving and being in warrior mode all day long. It increases their testosterone. That's awesome for a man. That's really good for them in general, okay? This is broad brushstrokes, okay? For women, however, when we go into man mode and we I keep doing this, when we go into our masculine polarity, what happens is the testosterone gets increased inside of us and it starts to displace and dispel the feminine hormones. So let's say testosterone is the dominant masculine hormone, and we have a lot of hormones in our system, okay, in terms of sexual hormones. And the dominant feminine hormones are progesterone and the 3 main estrogens. Okay, there's actually 3 estrogens, okay? Now, what happens is when we start to become masculine dominant or overly in man mode, we start to increase the testosterone in our system. It displaces the feminine hormones. And then what the response inside of us is cortisol starts to really jack up, otherwise known as the stress hormone. And this is extremely detrimental to us energetically, in terms of how we think and be. But in this the hormones are a physical thing. And then what starts to happen is this degradation of our energy, of our jing, of our life force. It slowly starts to degrade inside of us. Now, if you're 20 or 30 years old, you might be going, Candice, I can do whatever I like. I'm full of energy. I can push, I can strive as much as I like. If I was speaking to myself back then, I would have said the same thing. I was the girl, the woman that was burning the candle at both ends. And I loved doing that. Some part of me just knew how to do it. But the issue that I want to position here for you is there is a very slow incremental degradation of your energy and of your jing, which is these are very essential, subtle life force energies over time. And without a lot of training, you won't notice that those are being destroyed, burnt out, burnt off, and lost over time, okay? So this slow degradation happens because there is this antagonistic relationship internally, okay? There's not an antagonistic relationship between masculine and feminine, but what happens is when we become masculine dominant, we become testosterone full, we don't have the female hormones running inside of us, right? Where have they gone? So, and then what happens is this becomes your world. You start thinking in the masculine way. You start believing that that's the only way to do life, to think, to be successful, to run things. And the belief system that ticking off the to-do list, having no breaks, taking no space, providing no nourishment for the feminine part of yourself becomes habitual. So as the prophetess of the future here, which I hope to be for you, who massively, royally burnt myself out in my 40s from living my life like this, and it being years, and I would say I am 6 or 7 years still in recovery. I am still recovering from that at times, okay? It's extremely debilitating. It could be called, called burnout. It can be called chronic fatigue. It can be those kind of symptoms that you have. And it takes a long, long time to recover from those things, okay? So what's the alternative here? The alternative is a life filled and fulfilled from our feminine power and energy. What does that look like for you? What does it feel like inside you? So what happens is if we are living in our feminine polarity over here, we are then coursing through our system the feminine hormones, the progesterone, which keeps us nice and relaxed, helps us to sleep. The estrogens that actually affect things like our hair quality and our energy and our skin and our feeling of being feminine, feeling alive, juicy, luscious, right? Now, another important one for us as women is oxytocin, okay? Now, have you heard of that? But oxytocin is called the cuddle hormone, or the cuddle or the touch hormone. These things elicit the feminine hormones for us. These are good for us in general, okay? Now, what happens when we start to course more of the feminine hormones? We actually start to displace the masculine hormones, okay? Now, look, as if you know me and you've seen me for a long time, I am absolutely all about We need the masculine, we need the feminine. We have both of these energies running inside of us all of the time. It's just as women, when we've become masculine dominant, there's something, if you feel like you have a feminine soul inside you, something has gone off inside. This can be corrected. Okay, this can be corrected as we move toward the feminine through what I call the implementation of the 5 core essential feminine arts and skill. Arts, I have to say in American, arts. Arts, that's how we say it in Australian and English, arts. Arts. They're called arts because they are things that we try, that we practice this with, we paint like a paintbrush, that we implement, that we seek feedback with. And essentially here, that you don't do alone. One of the things I know I learned in the man mode way of thinking was being a lone wolf, that I was doing it all on my own, that I was successful on my own. And there was a lot of belief that that was a great thing. What's so great about being at the top of a mountain on your own? What's so great about that? I would way prefer to be at the top of a mountain with a whole community of people with me, sharing the experience with me. All right, lovelies. So what I want us to do now is a little exercise. I want you to do an exercise that I do extensively in the Powerfully Feminine Intensive with my women inside of that program and community. But we learn to be able to assess inside of us how much masculine percentage and how much feminine percentage we're running inside of us at any moment. This is an art, not a science. So I just want you to assess inside of yourself, how much masculine am I running right now? How much feminine am I running right now? So just close your eyes if you need to and share with us in the comments here what percentage masculine and feminine you experience inside of yourself right now. And as you do that, I'm going to take a sip of tea from the Queen Bee mug. And when you're ready, you can share with us in the chat or in the description box below if you're watching this on the replay. Britt here says, it's true, when I started breastfeeding, my body hair got thinner. Yeah, well, that can be, there's a lot of reasons for that, of course, Britt. You know, it's very intense energetically breastfeeding, and there may have been other things going on too. But if you felt yourself in your masculine too much, it would definitely have started to affect your body and your energy. They say that the hair loss, okay, is a classic symptom of running too much masculine, okay? A woman with nice, thick, rich, shiny hair has a lot of feminine, rich jing going on in her system, something to look for, okay? All right, lovelies, where are we at? My read, hello, 76% masculine, this makes me sad. Well, you know what, my read, the thing is, that's life. Sometimes we catch ourselves, you've named it, and then you go, okay, I'm going to now implement the 5 feminine arts, and I'm going to help myself move back toward the feminine. The way you said that comes from the false feminine, in that it's hopeless, it's lost. It's not hopeless, sweetheart. This is why we have you in the community. You can actually learn how to do this. You can be supported in it. There's no good or bad. We're not here to judge ourselves or each other when we fall either into the false feminine or into man mode, okay? Because the man mode is essentially the false masculine. Hello, Rhonda. I needed this today. Today I'm off balance. I'm in man mode and have been emotional. Yeah. I would suggest that if you're saying you're being emotional, it may be actually more that you're in more of the false feminine, Rhonda. The being overly emotion is a dropping down for sure. But also, if it needs to be emotions that need to move out of you, let's not judge your emotionality, because the feminine can be emotional at times. Oh, we've got big capital letters here from Patty. I'm guessing you didn't know that. I think depending on the day, I can run very feminine or a little bit masculine. Yes, Rhonda, don't do it alone. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Big part of feminine power is the learning to work in community. Absolutely essential and important. And you see, we can be a bit lighter and more compassionate with ourselves when we observe the same thing in other people, which is why I also talk about the feminine archetypes model. It's not to be judgmental of yourself or others. It's in order that we can go, oh, that's what I'm doing. Whoa. And so today we're doing this thing where we just go, oh, a little bit more masculine today. And that hurts, you know what that feeling? I know when I start to overwork or I push or I strive and I'm not allowing the space and the spaciousness of the feminine, it starts to hurt. It hurts my heart, it hurts my body. There's very familiar symptoms of the sort of burning out kind of stuff. And this is what I'm trying to help you to illuminate in yourself. They say in transformation work that you cannot transform what you don't see. Okay? So my job here with you today was to help you to see something and to acknowledge it first. Yvonne, hello. How do I stay feminine when my job requires a lot of logical, analytical work? Sometimes I feel drained and detached from my emotional side. Great question, Yvonne. So, the thing about that is, yes, especially as a corporate world, if you're in tech or there's so much of the corporate world where we are asked to be in the masculine, analysis, strategy. These things are more masculine things. And in my work, I am not here for us to cut off our left arm in order to build up cut off one arm in order to build up the other. That doesn't make sense. There is a way though. So when I train my women fully in the powerfully feminine intensive work, okay, I teach you the 5 core feminine arts, and you can successfully apply this into your business life, into your corporate world. So the only answer I can say to you at the moment is you need to learn the 5 core feminine arts. You need to incrementally practice them, play with them, baby steps forward, make mistakes, come back to the community, share your experience, seek support and sisterhood, and this is how that will change for you. I have a woman in my program who I've been working with for a little while, and she's a total corporate diva. She's a very successful international saleswoman. And when she came to me, she was pretty hopeless. She was feeling very out of herself, out of her authenticity. She had a sense she wanted this feminine thing, but she had huge judgments about what that meant. And she didn't know how to apply it into her corporate world. Now it's looking totally different. She's got all the men around her in her corporate environment, making sure that they're taking care of her energy, that her needs are being met. They totally respect her. She's one of the top salespeople there. So it's only been a win-win scenario for her. But it does take time and engagement for that to change, okay? And, of course, mentorship behind you. Victoria says, my fiance always says I never let him help me out, but I always feel like I have to take charge. I've been a single mama for 6 years now, and it's hard for me to let him take over. We fight all the time. Yeah, Victoria, so whenever I hear that sort of concept of you fighting all the time, unfortunately what that sort of says to me, and this is in a little phrase, and don't hear this as any judgment, but what this means is that you're both operating from the false feminine and the false masculine, and maybe a bit of both inside of both of you. Unfortunately, that's the realm of conflict and fighting, is it at the false feminine, false masculine levels. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're new to me here, please feel free to jump into my channel and just put in feminine archetypes. And there's a whole lot that I can teach you about them there, okay? It is also my position that we don't ask the men to change first, that we learn to step into the true feminine. We learn to step out of man mode or step out of the princess or the maid, because what starts to happen is we start to learn how to be in the feminine and how to ask for our needs to be met, how to receive, how to dive into desire. And I'm sort of sneak peeking some of the 5 core feminine arts here right now. And then what starts to happen is the men around you will respond to that, or you discover that the men around you are never going to respond to that. And either of those pieces of information is good for you. Okay? Good. Patty, hello. It is easier for me to read all caps. That's okay, honey. No worries. They always say, though, that when you type in all caps, it looks like you're shouting. I figured that you weren't trying to shout. It's no worry, honey. Yvonne says, I'll look into that. Good, good. All right, my dears. So keep sharing if you'd like to. But again, as we end up here today, I want to invite you. We are in the middle of the Femathon right now, and I just wanted to make sure my YouTube community was invited. And next Monday, I have a 90-minute masterclass. I'm running 3 different times over that day. I've set it up so it can be happening at times that can work for you in your time zone, because I work with women from all around the world. So I've put a link in the stream here, the chat, and I'll also put a link in the description box below and above once this is rendered on YouTube. And please join me there. Reserve your seat now, even though it's next Monday, because I will be sending you a bunch of emails with videos in them that are going to give you a whole bunch of additional information. Okay, I'll be back here tomorrow with another topic, and sending much, much love to you. Thank you so much for turning up. I know I didn't announce this today. And remember, when you have the courage to go out there and shine, you give others permission to do the same. So let's all go out there and shine this week. Bye-bye for now.